by Sundry. Welcome, everybody, to Catfish Weekly. Along with James Smith, I'm Lyle Stokes and James. We're going to have some fun tonight. We've got a couple of guys going to be on here that ought to keep us entertained for at least the entire hour.
Sound like a winner to me.
Heck yeah. But there is a couple of things that I want to go over, and one of them I find extremely important, and maybe it's just to me, but we was talking before the show, and I am going to ask people not to donate super chats to Catfish Weekly until I get a button up that will say donate. And here's why. We have had an issue last week where I had, in the last month, I have given money to 3 of the YouTube people. And I'm not going to mention any names, but it's guys that I watch at night when we're not live. And I had donated some money to some of their, and it wasn't a great amount, but that's not the issue. The issue was my bank caught somebody from the super chat world coming in and taking money out of my account. They contacted me, and I had to go down there and fill out papers and change the card that is linked to that account. And I'm just warning people now, you may never have a problem. Nobody else may never had a problem. But when the bank found it, they knew exactly where it come from because it's enough of the problem. They'd seen it before. So we're going to be done with super chats. Not only is that an issue, it takes you about a week to get your account straightened back out, and then you end up losing some money. And I ended up with a dash cam camera that I didn't want, and still had to end up paying some money because these people, and they knew it come from the super chat world. Now, it may not ever happen to any one of you guys, but it's happened enough that the lady at the bank knew where it come from. So I'm just warning you, and I would appreciate you not doing it. I will put up a donate button, and then you can just click on that if you care to in future shows. And you can donate to that, and it'll go right to PayPal, right into our account. We won't have to worry about that no more. But if they can get into my little account that's only opened up for Catfish Weekly, that has almost $0 in it most of the time, and cause issues with that, they can do it to anybody. So just trying to warn you guys. I don't care if you use it. You don't have. You can use it if you want to. I'm not going to accept it anymore. Because I'm not going to go through that anymore. With that being said, I hope everybody's having a great night. James, I watched something over the weekend that may be, it's very possible it could be the next big deal in our sport.
Chad, you think it had me from being skunked?
Well, I think it had something to do with that dog you had. I'm not.
I was saying the next big thing might be fishing with dogs.
You know, Chad come up with this idea of this tournament, and he had talked to me about it, and I thought it was a good idea. But the way it was run and the way it worked out through his programming, it was long. I watched both days of it from beginning to end, and it was wrong. It was wrong, but it was like being in the boat with everybody. I enjoyed it so much. Now, with that being said, I got a feeling some of us going to have to really tighten the screws down to catch your Creole. He put a beat down on everybody. He put a beat down on us. I'm so proud of him and Laura, man. They caught the crap out of fish, man. And they was an hour later starting than everybody else because of them getting to their spot. But they didn't even have the 3 rods out, and they had 2 fish in the boat. I mean, it just bam, 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 laying it on them.
The first 30 minutes, he kicked tail.
He was so far ahead the first hour that there was nobody going to catch him that day. And it was awesome, man. I enjoyed that so much. And then Laura, I think he said Laura decided that she wanted to go catch some bigger fish. You'll never leave biting fish. Don't ever leave biting fish.
Hey, I wasn't arguing with him. Guys, like, go get out of that spot.
Man, it was awesome. You and I talked. Welcome to Catfish Weekly, Chad.
Hey, thank you. Bye. I mean, hi.
You and I talked about Roger falling in his boat. I hope that he's okay. I had seen it, but he jumped back up in a few minutes, so I didn't think any more about it until we talked about that. I honestly think that you have hit on something here. For as long as COVID-19 lasts, and as long as there's online tournaments, I believe you found the niche that everybody's been looking for to do tournaments this way.
Well, and it also gave me some great ideas for my tournament next year, because you remember we didn't have this program.
That's correct.
When I done my tournament.
That's correct.
And nobody could see the lives. Right. They wasn't sending out none of the notifications that day.
Mm-hmm.
So this way right here, then hour 1, hour 2, hour 3, I would be able to bring up 6 or 10 fishermen for that hour, assign hours to each fisherman. And then that's probably the way I'll run my tournament next year.
Yeah, it was amazing. And Chad, I don't, like I say, I don't know if we come up with this idea, but you've done excellent. The tournament was smooth, was run correctly. Everybody was having a great time. And, then
Creole casted his poles.
Yeah, I got a feeling that, we have an award that you and I talked about called the Dockery Award. And we was poking fun at James. We really was. We was poking fun at James. But if Creole catch fish like that every time he goes out, he's going to have to. We'll have to come up with a Creole award for the person that catches the most fish next year or something. Holy crap! That's right. I was being honest that our goal for our date will be 30 fish, but it would take all day to put 30 fish a boat. I've got a feeling if he just stayed where he's at, he'd take off 45 or 50 the way he was going, and he was quickly range.
He was quickly running out of bait.
Oh man!
And
he was catching them on
never
chicken.
Had a day like that.
He was catching them on chicken.
I tell you what, and if you notice when he first came out, he messaged me right before, a little bit before, and said it was still dark and it was super foggy. And then all of a sudden he comes into the feed and he's got his sunglasses on and they're cruising through their spot, all nonchalant, and everybody else is just talking. They got them first 2-3 rods out, and it was just like the chatter stopped. And everybody was like, what just happened?
I'm telling you, it was he absolutely he started knocking them out right away. And you know what? There was some great people in those first days. I mean,
absolutely.
Some great folks in those first 2 days. I know that James struggled a little bit. And
that's fishing.
It is. And that's why they call it fishing and not catching. And who was the other besides Stan? Who was the other?
John
JP3.
Patrick the third.
Oh yeah, JP3. Now JP3, he was struggling a little bit too. But some of that may have been that haircut he's got. Maybe he scared the fish off.
It could be. I mean, I've seen prettier pictures in basements to scare off rats. I'm just going to throw it out there.
Oh Lord, John.
Love you, JP3.
I was having a blast watching them, and Stan was catching. He caught them 2 fish, and I'm thinking, oh man, this is going to be tough for everybody. And then the next day, it swapped ends, and I'm thinking, wowzer. Nobody knows what's going to bring the coming up this weekend. Now I know on our day, you and I talked this afternoon, Chad. We're going to be around 80 degrees or closer to 90 actually, and a low of 60. So it's going to be a complete swap from Kevin's wife Anna and them other ladies, they's bundled up pretty tight.
It's freezing.
We like to froze our tail off, buddy. We had a cold front to come in. The East Coast right now is in that transitional spot. So the bite is not real well right here on the East Coast. Seems like the further west, the better the bite is getting, or south. But, you know, there's no excuse. I mean, I should have put at least a couple of fish on the boat. Why? You know, who knows? But, you know, it was 40 degrees when we pulled up at the boat ramp. And the wife did not dress for that to go across that water at 40 degrees. I'll say that.
Well, James, I will tell you, though, that you, sir, and your wife, Donna, stole the show on Saturday with Patriot Patty.
Yes, you did.
I never laughed so freaking hard when I look over and see her holding that dog. I loved it.
Well, there's one more thing that I want to talk about before we turn you loose and let you tell us how you come up with this idea and all this stuff, Chad. You know, you and I talked about, and we decided on making one of the awards the Dockery Award.
Absolutely.
At the time, we did not know James was not going to be able to fish. And we can honestly say that, even though if he was able to fish, we'd have probably thought of it anyhow. But we actually decided this before he run into issues where he was not going to be able to fish the tournament. Now, my theory is that we need to get donations or figure out how to pay for the decals. So low man on the totem pole is going to be goose eggs. And how many of them there is, we need to have decals made that says Dockery Award for this tournament, and you should have to put them on your boat or on the back window of your automobile for a year, no matter how many there is. Now,
I like it.
I'm thinking that's a pretty good idea. Now, the people in chat can let us know if they think that's a good idea. We've sent I can't believe you haven't got those trophies yet, but they should be there.
Yeah, they did come in today, and unfortunately, the lady that I was talking to about the placards will not return my information yet either. So I'm kind of worried about this right now.
Well, you're going to have the trophies as soon as they arrive, and then you just got to find somebody to change them. And if they're not done by the end of the week, everybody will understand they're going to get them.
Yeah.
They was sent, I don't even remember what day I sent them, Wednesday of last week, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe that's what it was. But I think that everybody pitch in a couple of bucks. We could have a bunch of these decals made that would say the Dockery Award for 2020.
Dockery 2020.
Dockery Award 2020. And if you don't catch that, we got 2 in the running now. So if everybody else catches fish, James and JP3 would be the only ones that we'd have to get them for.
And I wear it proudly.
Oh, I know you would. I mean,
you know, I told you I should have went to Lake Wiley. Matthew Anthony put that on the boat today. 55.
I seen that he done that today, and that's a great fish. But you know, it's all in fun what we're doing here. There's money to be made, and I just think that'd be funny. And if you guys think it is, you message Chad, message me. Let us know what you think. I think it would be a good deal. And before I let you tell us your story about this, Chad, I know that Roger and his wife, I know Roger's going. I don't know about his wife, and Betty are all headed down to Alabama to go fishing. There's a bad storm coming in. I'm going to warn you folks. I've been to Alabama before when the wind was blowing, and it's not a pretty sight. If that wind is blowing and the white caps are on the lake where you launch, do not go out, because that's minor worry. As bad as it looks right there, once you get out of them coves where them launches are at, it's a whole lot worse. And I've seen boats sunk and everything else down there, and you're a lot better off not to be involved with that whatsoever. That's a dangerous lake, just like any big lake is when the wind is blowing hard. So please be careful. Mike Sampson, how you doing?
That's like where Palmetto was wanting to go out on Lake Moultrie. He was out the day before and couldn't go out there the next day. Lake Moultrie will eat you.
Absolutely.
It does not play. It's the way it is shaped and everything. There's no cover around it. A 5 mile an hour wind will throw 2-foot choppers on you.
Yeah, and a lot of those, I I
Uh-oh.
I just got a message from your buddy. It says, I got your doctor award right here. He thinks I'm number one with both hands. James, you got to know we love you, man.
Oh, he does.
Yes, sir. Great guy, does a lot of great stuff. Him and Katie do a lot of great for the community.
There's
Absolutely.
nobody in our sport that does more for kids and stuff than James and Katie do, and we love him to death. And he has some issues going on, but I'm going to have to blow that picture up, put it on the wall with some of the others I've got. Got your Dockery Awards right here. All right, Chad, tell us about how you come up with this idea.
All right. Well, talking in Facebook one day with Betty Jean Cross, speaking of her and my wife Dee were running their mouths a little bit about being able to outfish Brandon and I. And that, I think it was that night or maybe the next day, it just popped in my head, having a couple versus couple tournament. And I mentioned the idea, and there was a few other folks that wanted in it. And then I can't remember. I think it was one night on your show. I think you had found out about it somehow. I can't remember if it was through us talking on the show or whatever, but you had brought it up, and I started getting more feedback, people wanting in it. So I was thinking we would do a 2-day tournament. We would do 10 teams, and then we kept getting more interest, where we ended up with like 20, a little over 20 couples, and obviously a couple ended up, they couldn't do it when we decided. I brought the majority of everybody that's fishing right now into a closed group and kind of started getting a feeler of some more ideas. You know, obviously this is home waters wherever anybody can fish, as long as it's, you know, they can have cell phone service. We had to make some adjustments, obviously, because there are people like James Dockery that has access to fish hatcheries, and Betty Jean and her bluegill hole. So we had to, come up with it being a catfish showdown. So we modified some rules here and there for fun, and then James wasn't sure that he would be able to do it because he didn't know if Donna would be able to or want to get out there with him. So then we started making modifications to allow him to bring his Patriot Patty doll to keep him company. So, it really did. It kind of morphed into something more than I ever thought it was going to be already. And this is just the first time we're doing it, and we're learning so much already from it, of, feedback from camera angles and making sure that we're giving everybody a good show, making sure we're being interactive and stuff like that. So it's a learning experience. It's something that has really not been done. So that's some things we don't think about until after the fact, or we're in the middle of it.
Well,
but
it's a home run, in my opinion.
Yes, sir. Hats off to you.
My hats are off to you guys. I have had the luxury, while you guys were freezing your bums off, of sitting here in my kitchen in the warm,
Me too.
The warm heat so far. So, but really, the effort that the people that have already fished have put in, they didn't give up. They fought through the day. There's been struggles, there's been highs, there's been lows, but everybody is doing, just a great job. They're not stopping. They're trying to find fish. I mean, I think Creole stopped trying to find fish because he felt
he did.
But think about some of the things that happened, this weekend is, I don't know how many people know Stan Smith had just broken 2 toes, and he went through 4 spots trying to find a place to fish that morning. He got a late start. You know, there was weather. Speaking of weather, you know, the battle might not be between Creole and us. The battle might be between Hurricane Delta and Hurricane Betty. We don't know yet who might win that. You're talking about a feisty one right there. Actually, she might knock that hurricane around.
You know,
but
we talked about a couple weeks ago. I made the statement that our goal would be to put 30 fish in the boat. I never dreamed that anybody would, because it's possible to Lake the Ozarks, because they raised the limit up so you could keep 10 fish per person. So they take all the little fish out of the boat, and it's just full of them. Now, you going to catch 30 every time you go out? Absolutely not. But if you have that 30 fish day, you ought to be doing pretty good. And I'm looking at 2 hours into this, and old Creole's got 20 fish in the boat. I'm thinking, wowzer, you're going to have to step on it now, buddy.
Well, and that's another thing.
Why you never brag. That's why you never brag too hard, because you open your mouth, insert foot.
I would use that as an example that, you know, 30 fish, if you make your gold, you should be gold, and still would.
Right.
What that day you guys had, 2 fish should look pretty good. You know, you guys had a tough day. All 3 did. And if that front moves through here Friday night or Saturday night, Sunday morning, we could just as easily have a day like that here. Now, it's not supposed to be, but I'm telling you right now, Jeremy and Laura, they was putting fish in the boat. I think they felt sorry for the rest of us and decided just to do something different so they didn't run off and leave us.
Well, that's the other things that I liked about creating this is it's different. You know, COVID kind of got to where we couldn't travel too much. So the thing that's different about this is, you know, there's so many different elements. Is they might be biting in my area and not yours, but you know, you've got bank people, you've got boat people, kind of, you know, going in on this. You have more elements, and I know, and he'll know who I'm talking about whenever he hears my comment, and if he's listening. But I got a message after yesterday's saying that was the toughest tournament I've ever fished, and here's why. Because when you are a tournament fisherman or woman, you know, you're out there and you're fighting your trolling motor, your rods, lines, getting all that stuff. This adds another aspect of making sure you have cell phone service, making sure you have coverage, making sure you don't lose coverage and catch a fish and not be where the tournament director can see it and has to disqualify the fish.
Well, and if it's the person that I think about, K and B.
I will not name names.
I will. K and B. Poor old Kevin, he lost the fish due to the fact that he lost his service. So he'd been 1 fish higher than he finished, and I can't remember who caught what. I remember Jeremy and Laura run away with it, but I don't remember how many everybody else had. The Ohio Cat Chasers, they done really good. They did 9 or something like 9. That. You know, that's a doable number for nearly anybody anywhere in the United States. 9 or 10 fish, anybody could have that day just about anywhere.
Yeah.
Ace Catfish said Patrick James might have had some fish if he'd have left Patty alone.
Well, when you guys went off here, we didn't know what you all was doing back there. Had going on.
Yeah. Once Donna got off there, we weren't sure because Patriot disappeared several times.
Underneath your awning thing there, and we couldn't see any of you. We could hear you.
Well, I'll say this. When she ordered Patty is not anatomically correct.
Is it really?
She's a eunuch.
Oh, my goodness.
You know, like the old Barbie dolls?
Oh, I don't know nothing about Barbie dolls.
Yeah, Barbie not dolls. Anatomically correct.
I I had
You would have to. I'll just say this: you would have to have a real vivid imagination.
yeah, I was right about that.
But Chad, I'll give it to you for this. I've been back catfishing, back fishing in the fishing world 4 years now. Since me and the wife bought the pontoon boat. And Saturday was the first time that my wife has fished with me.
That's awesome.
You know what? That makes the whole thing worthwhile, in my opinion.
It damn near brings me to tears. Excuse my language, but it damn near brings me to tears. I love my wife for 31 years, and she done it because she knows I enjoy being with y'all, enjoy having y'all, talking with y'all. Y'all coming to each other's shows. We support each other like a family, and she wanted to support me with this. Froze her tail off to do it when she could have stepped home and said, "Take Patty and go on."
All them women kind of look cold now. Ohio Cat Chasers. What was his wife's name?
Shelby.
Yeah, Shelby. She was not near as cold as the other ones. Anna looked like she was freezing. Her little took us off. And I know that Donna was cold, but I think Roger's wife was a little bit cool, but she got warmed up as the day went along. Maybe they was in more sunshine or a different belt, whatever the case was. And maybe it's just because she was reeling in some fish. But Anna looked cold and Donna looked cold for sure.
And Donna used to never get cold. But, you know, when we get up in age, your blood starts getting a little thinner and stuff like that. And that cold weather bites you a little bit harder than it used to. So, plus, you know yourself, 40 degrees on the water is cold.
How much?
It was 40 degrees when we left the boat landing going across that water.
Well, you know, 40 doesn't sound that bad, but when you start that boat up and fire it up and however fast you decide you're going to go, that's your wind
chill.
Wind chill, and it just keeps getting colder and colder the further you go. So
yeah, but say the day before that was right at 80 degrees. So you know, your body ain't ready for that.
No, it's not. Like I say, I'm not sad at all that we're talking. Pardon me, they're telling us we're going to have an 80-degree day. I'm not sad about that at all.
Yeah, we're going to be in the low 70s and 40s when we launch. But I'd like to go back and talk about what you was just talking about, Lyle. Is know the ladies that were fishing. You know, James. I mean, and that just really did touch my heart a lot, and that's another reason why. You know, and I mentioned. And I'm not sure if Donna's watching tonight, so I don't know if I want to bring up you and Patriot Patty's makeout session. But,
hey, some of that was
not watching.
But I did mention in that, right, is one of the things that we need to remember while we're doing this. Blue dove fishing. There you go. It's to make sure that we're telling the ones that, you know, whether it be our husband, wife, you know, boyfriend or girlfriend that's fishing with us, how much it does mean to us that they're there with us or that they allow us to do these things, right? You know, we seen the excitement on Patriot Patty's face just standing out there holding the rod and reel. But there was a couple other just amazing moments. Amy Jo, when she caught her new PB,
absolutely.
She was ecstatic about that thing.
She was excited. She was a trooper too.
Yeah,
and Muskrat's wife caught her PB.
That's the other one I was getting ready to bring up.
Joe setting a boat for 6 hours with Kevin. That woman is a saint.
And they had just celebrated their 22nd anniversary, right?
Yeah, 22nd.
Congratulations to them too, man.
Yeah.
They're a great couple, and I enjoyed her being that boat with him. I kept thinking anytime she was going to shove him over the side, but she never did. She's a trooper. No question about it. Real nice lady. And I think that the women all had a fun time.
Yeah.
Stan's wife didn't say too much, but she acted when you could hear her, she acted like that she was happy that Stan was doing it, which that's a win.
Exactly. And he did message me and told me how much fun that she is not a person that wants to be on camera. So
That's
she had limited act time. And I told you guys before, that's fine. I just want you guys there together.
Yep.
You know, maybe say hi. And if you don't want to be on the camera, that's fine. At least we know you're there and you're all supporting each other.
Yep.
But yeah, Janice right now has the biggest fish of the tournament with her new PB of 21.82 pounds.
Yeah, congratulations.
So,
Yeah, congrats.
You know, you probably wasn't around when Cindy was doing the show with us, and she's not one to be on camera a lot, which she should be. She's kind of a natural at it because she's made the comment more than once that if that boat don't go nowhere unless she's in it, and she's not kidding about that. You know, now I might get away with going and fishing a tournament if it was $1 million to enter or $1,000 to enter or something, and split it with somebody and do that. Or I might get to go out with the kids, my kids or grandkids, and do something like that. But pretty much, if that boat goes, she's going to be going along, and I would prefer it that way. You know,
Well, I think Donna's going to go a little bit more with me now because she did tell me that, that was kind of relaxing sitting out there once I got a little warm.
yeah.
So, I'm going to have to take during the week. We go down to Wiley during the week when it's nice and warm and all the pleasure boaters is not out there. So it don't get real choppy. So I want to thank you for that. But y'all got to see a little bit of Donna. She likes to talk a little junk, don't she?
Oh yeah,
she was a character. I loved it.
Yeah, that was.
But that's every day.
I was thrilled with every team that was on there. Everybody acted like they had a good time, and if they didn't, they some damn good actors and probably ought to be on.
I mean, a lot of times. Hey, all the couples together, we put almost 50 fish in the boats this weekend.
50 fish.
Congratulations, everybody.
Yeah, I think we ended up with like 40
pounds. Is that amounts to, because it's not about pounds, and that's something
that's right.
I have said since the first time I seen Major League Fishing that format is a great format. We should do it with catfishing. Be about numbers and not about weights. This is really close to that, and like I say, you sit there for 12 hours on a Saturday and Sunday and watch these guys fish and laugh your tail off. Something's going right.
Yeah,
it just is.
Well, two things. It ain't over yet. We have a whole other weekend of this.
Yep.
So we've had some great fishing over this past weekend. We've had some, hilarious times going on in the shows. I'll just warn everybody. I know you're going to go back and rewatch yesterday's but there is a spot where Calvin does some twerking. So just be forewarned about that.
Cover your eyes.
Creole put on a show yesterday.
He did.
Right? But it ain't over.
No,
there is a lot more teams that you don't know what's going to happen. There's
hey, Pop's going to be on there.
That in itself is going to be worth watching.
Yep,
he will be on Saturday.
Now, he's a hoot. Do you have the lineup for Saturday shows?
Chad, while we got you, go ahead and give the list down for Saturday, and go ahead and give the list down for Sunday if you want to.
Dee, do you have that? What? The list for Saturday and Sunday. I don't have my other phone in my hand.
Oh, and by the way,
I know a little bit of it.
We need to congratulate Dee on doing a bang up job.
Yes.
Stretch your legs or whatever it was you was doing that we don't need to know about.
If I can go into detail if you want.
No, not so. She done excellent, done really good. She was comfortable in the chair. A lot of ladies, especially if they haven't done it as much, they get a little squeamish with squirming around. She was just like she'd been doing it her whole life. Done an excellent job.
That's right.
Donna wanted me to tell you that she enjoyed talking back and forth with her a couple times while we was doing our things.
I'm pretty sure Dee could do some trash talking if she got put in a corner.
She has been married to me for almost
how many?
Like,
Yeah.
you don't even know our wedding anniversary.
Yeah, you getting ready to be in the doghouse.
Better be careful what you're saying.
Uh,
I might be dragging him behind the boat.
Heck yeah.
Gator bait.
So yeah, we've been married for 12 years, so she's got some practice in trash talking. Let me tell you. But I'm trying to think. I know this weekend we have the weekend angler. That's a newer addition that was one of the last ones to join us.
Yep. Great guy to watch videos with too, and he will be our guest on Catfish Weekly in about 3 weeks.
Let's go with Sunday because I know who was Sunday. I'm trying to remember all the teams on Saturday. Oh wait, no, Finseeker TV is Saturday. Trying to think. Sunday is us and Dee and I, Betty and Brandon Cross, Lyle and Cindy, and Sonny Catnapper Parker. Finseeker TV on Saturday, Weekend Angler. You think I'd have it right here in front of me, but I forgot my other phone, so I don't have my list.
Sonny's another one that him being in the boat with Sonny, and Cindy and I have. He's a blast around. Now his wife, we've not ever met, but I've got bits and pieces when I was on the phone with Sonny talking to him, and I think she's going to be a lot of fun in that boat too. I think she will. I think she'll be like Kevin's wife was. And I think it'll be a lot of fun having Shauna in the boat with Sonny. Sonny himself, if he don't fall out and hurt himself, he'll be okay.
All right. So this Saturday is Finseeker TV, Kentucky Catfishing, Twerking Monkey, and the Weekend Angler. I had one that had to back out, but I may have a surprise replacement for that one. Just waiting on them to verify that they can or cannot. So
they don't let me know. I know somebody that'll be willing to take that.
Okay.
Because it's Saturday.
Yes.
Okay. I will let you know. It's probably tomorrow. They're going to let me know by tomorrow.
Okay.
And then Sunday is Dee and myself, Sonny, Catfish Weekly, and Team Cross. And there may or may not be one that's in that one too, but I can't say that one either.
Well,
it's a secret.
I haven't watched any of the chat tonight because we've been having so much fun making fun of James and all these. But I look down and I see Betty Jean Cross has made a post, and now it's gone. Something about Sunday being a bleep fest. There it is. Sunday being a bleep fest. She's got to be talking about her and Brandon, and I've never seen Brandon say anything out of line.
I don't think she lets talk too much, does she?
I don't know.
but Jim,
I just got brownie points on that one.
Yeah, I'm thinking so.
We're going to see what happens this weekend. Like I said, it ain't over yet. Like everybody was talking about, the fat guy hasn't sang yet.
That's right.
Too much. But
JP made a comment that if I go skunk, he will never let me live it down.
Yeah. Well, I think, hey, I wouldn't worry about him. It'd be the dock man that I'd be worried about talking junk.
I got a feeling that if I don't catch a fish in our boat, that Dockery would probably drive down here with the Dockery Award emblem and put it on my boat. Well, you know what I mean? Yeah, so be it. I can do that.
Yes, sir.
It's already been so much fun that I don't want the fun to stop.
And I'd have seen Justin Fishing Fetish said Gabby Goose said y'all lucky that she ain't getting a fish against us. She'd put a whooping on us.
She would.
Yeah.
I tell you what, Gabby's good.
Yep.
Betty Jean says Brandon cusses like a straight sailor. He just got to get comfortable first.
Oh.
He's always back and calm, but I can see that. I have a feeling as good as this Saturday and Sunday was, I think the weekend coming up will match them. I like I say, I got to commend you, Chad. This was a great idea, and you put it together. It was run
Brandon
correctly.
Betty said that about Brandon. About that?
Yeah. But everybody had a blast. I had a great time watching it, and I never seen a rude or a bad comment made that wasn't in fun in chat or anything else. Now, Kevin could have been beeped a time or two when his phone didn't work and he wasn't videoing.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, everybody in chat that was watching it laughed. They thought it was funny, and it could happen to all of us coming up.
Absolutely.
Because
you know what? I mean, that's the other thing I think we talked about it last week is, a lot of us that are putting out content and stuff like that can edit down all our video. A lot of people that are watching, unless it's somebody like us that knows what it really takes to do this.
That's right.
You're seeing firsthand what it really is. It's not a fish every 5 seconds unless you make a reel.
Product. This is what actually happens on the boat. And when you see a video, it's not like that because all that stuff's been taken out of it. And Creole, I wouldn't worry about me with 23 fish to your credit. I would be the last person I'd be worried about. We sold that boat that we'd been using for 2 years, and I've been spending the rest of the summer getting mine ready to go. My boat hasn't been on the water in 2.5 years. It's going tomorrow, however. But if the fish are where they normally are, we'll catch a couple. And if they're not, then we'll struggle like everybody else does. But it doesn't matter. We're going to have a great time, and hopefully that we'll be as entertaining as the people from last weekend was.
Betty Jean's talking about she's worried that we might not be able to hear her. Betty Jean, cut you out a piece of foam and cut out a center of it where your phone will set down inside that foam. Yep. And that will help buffer some. You might have to put a couple rubber bands around it to keep your phone from falling out of it. But that will help buffer some of that wind sound.
I'm pretty sure that if Betty loses a fish in that tournament, we'll be able to hear her from Alabama.
Probably.
Hey, the good Lord might be sending that Hurricane Delta just to drown those curse words out that she's going to be saying all day long.
Well, Chad, when I decided to start doing videos and going on YouTube and stuff, I'd been doing a lot of lives. That's when I was live all the time fishing before they made us have 1,000 subscribers. But anyway, I did not realize that my little 9-year-old granddaughter had been watching me.
Yeah.
So, but when I started making videos, I made up my mind I will try my dangest. I smoke. I decided I'm not going to smoke on screen, and I'm trying my best not to cuss because I knew that they were kids watching. Didn't know that it was my own grandkids that was watching, And the wife called and said, "Be careful with your language. Your granddaughter's watching." I said, "She ain't watching." She said, "She's been watching you for months."
Yeah.
So that really put it where I needed to be as far as video and live feeds, because they are our future. And if we can steer them right, then we doing good. So that's something y'all can think about with your live feeds and your videos that will help making it a little bit easier to try to keep the language down. But hey, it's going to happen, buddy. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Thank you so much for jumping in here with us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Got to get Kevin on here a little bit. Maybe we can get you in after this is all over and go over what changes you think for next year, or how things went, how you consider it went, because at this point, I don't think anybody that was watching had any complaints. It was well run.
Hats off to you, my friend. You're doing a great job.
Appreciate you guys having me on. I'll see you guys here soon.
We will.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, by the way, Lyle, you're going down. You're going down next weekend.
Okay.
See ya.
Man, he's a hoot, isn't he?
Yeah, I love him and Dee to death. They was good people.
Kevin.
Hello,
How's
Kevin.
it going? How's it going?
Well, now that I got your name spelled right, it's going pretty good. we was, and I know you was a part of what went on this past weekend.
Oh, it was a blast, man. Like other than the struggle of trying to find catfish, I had a great time.
Struggle was real, buddy.
It sure was.
When I seen her in that blanket all wrapped up, I knew she was cold. And I wondered at the time if she was going to be able to handle it. What a trooper. I mean, she got to catch it in bluegill, and I'm telling you right now, dude, she caught a whopper.
Well, that's what she loves doing. Like if all I did was fish for brim and shellcracker, she'd go every time. She comes catfishing because she knows I like to do it, and she'll come out and do it. But she doesn't like waiting. She likes that constant action.
He just sent me a picture of Donna and Peppermint.
Oh, Patriot Patty.
Yeah, Patriot Patty.
What'd you do? Take a screenshot?
I guess it's funny. It's a hoot. I've been getting messages, and of course, Dockery sent me he was just a little bit ugly about that. But okay, we've been standing on him pretty hard, and he's taking care of his family, and that's what you got to do. But I told him
yes, sir.
wasn't going to slack up on him. He said, I don't expect you to. Well, it's a good thing because, that's just the way it is. But James Dockery is one of the greatest people that I know. He does a lot of good things for a lot of good reasons, but that's not going to stop me from being on him. We've talked about this tournament, and I think everybody enjoyed it, whether they was fishing it or whether they was watching it online. And it was a great deal. And again, I like to commend Chad for doing that, because to come up with that idea and pull it off flawlessly the very first time, pretty impressive.
It was. I mean, I just had fun making jokes and, just hanging out with everybody and seeing. I'm not going to say it didn't hurt every time Creole pulled up a catfish. But
he was jerking them. He was jerking like somebody jerking perch out of a pond.
Him and his wife both.
After about 10, I was like, okay, be quiet.
He said that he had a good spot, and he sure
did.
And they had a great time. And I was very happy to see him catch some fish. It after the day before, you kind of wondered, is it all going to be like this? But it wasn't. Right. It wasn't. Everybody on your day caught fish.
Yeah,
that's right.
So that was pretty cool. Now, you had contacted me about something here a few weeks ago, and I told you I thought that was a great idea. And it's called the Golden Whisker Awards.
That's right.
I think that this is a great idea. It'll be great for people starting out doing videos. It'll be great for guys that's been around a while. It gives the people that watch these videos an outlet to voice their opinion on what they think of these creators on YouTube. And hats off to you too, Kevin. This is a great idea. It really is. I'm proud of you for coming up with this idea, just like we are, Chad, for coming up with the tournament. The issue that I see, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is we need more people to fill out that paperwork and get it into you, so that the people that deserve to win these, you at least voice your opinion. It's kind of like going out and voting. You really shouldn't complain about who wins an election if you don't vote. Well, if you don't put your time in and nominate these people, and it just takes a second to go back and find the videos that you like and add that link, then you should, you're not their fan. You're not really their viewer that they're looking for, because some of these guys get millions of views, thousands of views, hundreds of thousands of views.
I got to reset my password because I've lost my Google password, so I cannot get into it without my password. So I've got to reset a password.
Yeah,
but that ain't the only password I got to reset.
Yeah. But these people that watch these videos and give these people all these views, they are expecting this content. And if you want those people recognized, and surely you do, or you wouldn't watch their videos, tell them how they can go about doing that, Kevin.
Well, I first want to say I love giving credit where credit is due, and although I appreciate what you said, it wasn't all my idea. You know, it started with a spark. Michael Murillo had a good idea that maybe one day on my live stream I can give away some Palmetto Cat Awards for my favorites, and I never really paid enough attention to it until one day last week. I said, you know what? We can make it bigger, and then it just developed after that. So I got to thank Michael Murillo, and then Tom from LG Bass actually came up with the name Golden Whiskers. It was going to be the Palomino Awards just to have fun and just to make fun of myself, but Tom had a much better idea.
He did.
But yeah, I've been sharing in the chat the link to the Google form. And anybody who wants to, who's got a mod can scroll up and copy it. But all you have to do is click on it. Lyle is right. You do have to go find the videos for some of those awards. Now, even if you don't want to go do the awards that need video links, there are some like the Guru Award or Bank Angler of the Year. Those don't require links. So I did not require a response on every question. So if you just want to vote for those, you can. The more nominations, the more selections that people are going to have to choose from, and it's going to be more fun that way. Because right now there's a bunch of people that are about 9 or 10 people that have nominated. Unfortunately, that's it. And
there's how many? I'm sorry.
There's about 10 that have nominated, and that's about it. And then there's another one. For those of you who are creators or have content like on your own channel, you can vote for creator awards. And I'm not putting that one out public, but I've been sharing it to creators that I know on Facebook or I know their emails. And if you didn't get one, email me at palmettocats@gmail.com and I'll email you the link if you have a channel. But there's a bunch of great awards: Blue Cat, Flathead, Channel Cat, Boat. There's a Blooper of the Year. There's a lifetime achievement award, which is going to be a nicer award. I'm getting medallions for the other awards, so the shipping will be cheaper. Right. But it's going to be awesome, and I've already got some, like Lyle. I know he said he'll come in and present one. I'm sure Patriot would if I asked. Chris Flores said he'd come do one. Dieter said he'd present an award. So it's going to be interactive. I'm going to dress it up as much as I can afford to, and I'm really excited about it. Each day we get closer, I get more and more excited about it.
Yeah, I agree. It is an idea, and I'm glad to know. And I think you did tell me that Michael Murillo come up with this idea, and Michael comes up with a lot of good ideas.
He sure does.
For a lot of people, I know he does some stuff for El Stan, and he come up with this for you. And I don't know what else he does for you, but Michael Murillo watches a lot of our shows. He's a great person to have in the background, and from what I see, he has a lot of things that he can do that some of the rest of us probably can't do. And LG Bass, I don't know Tom, but I've come to see him in every stream that I go to. Mm-hmm. He's one of the first ones to say, hi, how you doing? And, you got to respect a guy like that. And that, I think he come up with a great name for this.
He did. He knocked it out the park.
Yeah, I agree. It really is. And I think that this is something that if you watch YouTube videos, and let's face it, for our industry, we're not, even though there is a TV show and there's a couple of people that do shows throughout the year about catfishing, there's never going to be an outlet where we can turn and watch catfish anytime we want to, except on YouTube.
That's right.
never going to be there. Catfishing, and I've pushed to get it higher and higher. And as I look back on pushing, I wished I hadn't have pushed so hard now, because I'm seeing things done in the catfish industry that I wish never had happened. Wrong people doing things for the wrong reason. But the point of this is, where we're at right now, we have a bunch of new people coming into the sport, and we need to make sure that they're in it for the right reasons, they're promoted for the right reasons. And we got the opportunity now to give some of the smaller guys. One of the people that I am impressed with very much, hasn't been doing this very long, is Kentucky Catfishing.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Cody's great.
Cody does a great job. He's getting started. He's learning. I don't think he's had a whole lot of assistance from people. He's figuring it out on his own. He's doing really good.
There's quite a
Yeah,
few of them.
There is a lot of
within a year, they have absolutely just blown up like crazy.
Well,
One question, Kevin, do you have probably an award for like the most supportive channel?
I have a subscriber award.
Because
Subscriber of the year.
And I'm not going to mention no names, but we all know a name that he supports each and every one of us big time. And he's not even able to get out and fish himself.
That's right. And so there's on the creator one. That's why it's important for the creators to do this too. As a creator myself, I'm a fan of your channel, and I'm a fan of everyone's channel, but I'm also a creator, and I can appreciate the things that go into making videos.
Right.
And so that's why it's really important for people like you fellas and Dieter and all the rest of us in here that make videos to go vote for those. And I moved that subscriber of the year award to that nomination form. And I tell you what, there's a bunch of the same name popping up. And I think we need to get more of those people in here so we can have some names to choose from.
I agree. And Dieter's been in the video business for many a year.
Right.
Almost all his life.
Yeah, pretty much. And Dieter has always not just had good content. He had the ability to either do it or find out from somebody that did do it how to make his stuff look professional. And he's done that. Steve Douglas is another one that's done that. Steve Douglas, and I know Dieter is a videographer, but Steve Douglas's wife, Lisa, is one of the best camera people in the business.
For real.
She's awesome.
Killer shots.
And I didn't even know I didn't even know who was filming when I first started watching, because she never says anything.
She don't fit it. She wants to run the camera, and she's good at it. But
she sure is.
There's some other people that are in the industry that's like that, but these guys are exceptional. Chris Flores is another one. He's just jumped up and become really good. There's some guys that are in the sport that are not as good as they think they are, or as other people think they are, because they do nothing but stir the pot all the time with somebody. I don't have the time of day for those guys.
Exactly.
But these new people that's coming in the sport, they want to be where Dieter and Steve and Chris is at. Some of them are making it, some of them faster than others. But Kevin, you haven't been doing it very long, and you've worked your tail off to get to the position to where your editing skills and stuff are very good. And I don't know what program you use. Don't care. Because
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Come out with a video, it's worth watching. And that video sticks in my mind more than any of them is the one where you got multiple flavors of chicken. Dang on it. You know what I mean? That was a great concept to get people to interest to look at that video, was all them different colors of chicken on a hook. I would have never.
And you can't find strawberry jello no freaking word right now.
There ain't no strawberry jello nowhere. Or
Oh yeah,
it's sold out everywhere.
But it is. I mean, there's a lot of guys that's put a lot in. A lot of people are natural, like you said, Lyle.
Yeah.
Some people's going to struggle. I'm going to be one of those. You just going to get it how it gets it. I mean, I'm never going to be a Dieter. I'm never going to be Kevin. That's just the way it's going to happen.
Well, and I like that. Not to cut you off, but I like that there's different ones, James. I like that. I was telling somebody, I can't remember who. It wasn't that long ago, but I like the fact that there's viewers for people that catch big fish and just have a camera running.
Right.
There's viewers for people who catch little fish or any kind of other, and then there's viewers for people who like to tell stories, which is the category I like to put myself in. You know, I think there's room for everybody. And I like the fact that most of the people, well, I don't know anybody in this chat right now that's not like this, support all of that.
Right.
And then Lyle's correct. There are some that, you know, are naysayers and aren't the most positive people. But you know, there's always going to be one. There's always going to be somebody who tries to throw the water on the fire.
One of the great guys that's been doing this for about 5 or 6 years is in chat right now.
I just seen his comment.
Quentin with Mid-South Outdoor Life. Quentin.
Great channel.
It's a great channel. If you want to build a camper for the back of your truck, you can go watch it. If you want to see him and James Patterson go out and catch big blue catfish, you can do that. He's one of the greats in the industry.
Sure is.
And I'm not sure that Quentin really cares if he's got a big following or not, because he don't make his living doing YouTube videos. He enjoys doing it. And that's the reason to do it. If you think you're going to get rich on YouTube videos, you're probably doing it for the wrong reason, because there ain't one in every 10,000 that actually survives off of what they make on YouTube videos.
Mm-hmm.
Really. Now,
and it's not a get rich quick.
No, definitely not.
You got to put your time in, just like putting your time in on the water. You have to. The struggle is real. I mean, like I said, the struggle is real. And if you do go into it, like Lyle said, if you don't go into it to have fun and enjoy doing what you're doing, then you're probably going to be in front of the camera being fake. And if you're fake, they will call you out. They will see it, and your views will drop like a freaking rock.
It is. That's a fact. That's a fact. And you don't even have to do anything wrong. Somebody can say something about you, get their buddies to post it up. The next thing you know, you're the bad guy, and they've made all that crap up, and it doesn't matter. You know, it's just the way it works. That's life in general. Man, we got a bunch of cool people in here tonight. S&P and Tim Smith and Fishing with the Chads in there. Katie Collins, Jason Blackburn, Andrew D. Cindy's in there. Mid-South Outdoor Life, SK's Crappie Catching Adventures. If you guys like catching panfish, please go check that gentleman out. He's one of the greats there ever was. Creole Catfishing, Fishing with the Squirrel, Andrew D, Betty Jean Cross, Skip Stewart, JP3. JP, I will try to get James to send you a link there when we get close to running out of the end of the show with Kevin. I just wanted to holler at a few of them. There's Roger.
I can't send that link, remember?
Oh, yeah, you can't. Well,
I can't send that link.
Have to figure out how to get it to me, buddy, if you want to do that, because I don't have your stuff on, or I can't find it on Facebook anyhow. Catfish and Crappie Mark's in here. We got a whole ton of people that are in here having a good time with us. So what do you think, Kevin, is it going to take to get these people to fill out this paperwork? I know that probably you're already trying to figure out how to make it easier for the next time.
Well, and if anyone has any suggestions, so the first form was the easiest, but it became too easy to not be accountable. You know, what I first did was I said, you know, vote, nominate, and send me the video link. Well, I think I had one voter send me the video link. And then we had people voting, like I've already told Elson about this, but he was nominated for Flathead of the Year 4 times.
I remember, and the guy
he's never caught a flathead.
Multiple times that he's never caught a flathead. So
yeah. So you know, then I thought about it, and I was like, well, we just need, you know, I don't want to go searching for these links especially if a bunch of people start voting. So that's when I put it in there. And really, when you look at it, you think it's a lot of work. But once you think of that blue cat, you're probably going to already think about that video. Like I'll go ahead and tell you, I nominated someone because I saw them catch 3 giant blues in the boat one night, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that was amazing!"
It is amazing.
And all I did was go back and find the video link, copy it, paste it. I was done. So, and I think a lot of people want to fill it out. I think they're just waiting. You know, it's human nature to procrastinate. And then they're waiting until we get close to Halloween. So October 31st, on November 1st, the nominations closed. Whoever's in is in.
Well,
And then we'll do the final vote, and we'll end that in December.
But you know, it don't have to be the biggest fish.
No. And it says that in the description. It says it's not the blue cat of the year, for instance, doesn't necessarily mean weight. It could mean how it was caught. It's somebody's PB. So Janice just got a PB. That could be the blue cat of the year.
Right.
You know, the weather conditions, the bait you caught. It doesn't matter. Whatever you think is purely subjective.
I think the Flint Hills video he done here a while back on safety in that kayak where he got in trouble, I think that should be nominated for something.
Yeah.
That was well done.
Fish and safety or something.
Yeah. Well done. And
Flint Hill's a good guy.
There is an educational video of the year in the creator one.
Yeah.
Good.
So
I got to get. I'll be doing that tonight to find my daggum password, or I'll be changing it.
Back to January and try to remember what videos Dieter and whoever else put out in January, February, March. Now I remember the ones from last month when old Carl put them 2 giants in the boat. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. But now, if he'd have done that in January, would I have remembered it? You know, and the Channel Cat stuff. I watch a lot of Channel Cat videos. Hooked on Catfishing does some great Channel Cat videos. He also does some really good flathead videos too. But I watched another one today, and I can't think of his name right offhand, but also does a lot of outstanding videos on Channel Catfishing, and he had one out today. My Cubs fan buddy, I can't think of his name for nothing.
Spencer
Bauer, yes sir, that guy.
River certified.
When his video started, he was like Creo, boom, 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 3 fish on a stringer. He had his dinner, just right. You know what I mean? Spencer does some really good Channel Cat videos. He does some good flathead stuff too, but I really enjoy his Channel Cat stuff because I like catching Channel Cat. But,
and there's so many good videos out there that if people would just, you know, take time to go back and watch, and Lyle, you mentioned this, that everybody's going to win in this Golden Whiskers. The creators are going to win because we're having to go back and rewatch their stuff.
Right.
The fans are going to win because who doesn't like to win an award? So creators are going to step up the game, hopefully. So the fans are going to win. The creators are going to win. It's a no lose situation if we just participate. And I really do think people will. I really think it's just a procrastination thing. I
do too. And we was talking earlier about videos and stuff that goes along with here and new people and old people. And I'm trying to think of his name again. I'm struggling trying to fish to remember people's names in these videos, but dang it. Somebody mentioned him in here and it brought it to my attention.
Hooked Catfish?
No, Josh Dunnigan. Josh, his channel, what the heck is the name of it? Weekend Angler.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how long Josh has been doing his videos. I've been watching him for some time and following him. And of course, if they make one video that I like, I'm a subscriber. You don't have to twist my arm too hard. Josh has been doing the really good stuff now. He had a video out the other day that after I'd sent my stuff in, I watched where him and his wife and his daughter was in the boat, and his daughter caught an 11-pound channel cat. She's a little bit of a thing. You know, I'm guessing 6, 8 years old. Very entertaining. Very entertaining. And those are the kind of things that I really like to watch.
I'm gonna tell you another person I've enjoyed watching for quite a few years, and that's Bill Wrights.
Oh,
I enjoy watching Mark.
Yep,
I've talked with him on the phone.
He's in chat.
Good people, and he's funny. Yep, he's funny. But the way he starts his videos, the way he ends his videos, I just love the ending of his videos. Is just stuff like that. To me, he keeps it real. Whether he gets a rod jerked overboard or whether he misses a fish, he just keeps it real.
He banked fish.
Yeah.
A while back, done a really good job. And now, I enjoyed the one he done with Carl here a while back. That was really was good. But now
I think he just posted his video of that night.
Carl hadn't come up with one that I've seen. Mr. Gadget says I'm having a Joe Biden moment. I thought we were buddies. I really did. I thought we were buddies. One over.
So, and the other thing that, kind of makes it easier is that everybody watching right now has to have a Gmail account because they have a YouTube channel or they're in here. So really it should be easy to, unless you forgot your password, Patriot.
Well, I've got them all wrote down, but where that piece of paper was wrote down but that's got all my passwords. That's what bothers me is it's got all my passwords on it.
Then he bought me a book, a planner book. It's about, it's the size of a normal sheet of paper, a business sheet of paper, and it had weeks that I'd write down who was going to be on the show. I didn't have a calendar set up on the computer to do all that, which I do now. But for years I used those that Cindy had bought. She'd buy me a new one every year, and then in the back of it, there's a place where you put passwords. And they're scratched out because they'll make you change them every so often. And I forget what they are. If I don't write them down, I said, "Oh, don't write them down." Well, how are you supposed to remember them if you don't write them down?
Yeah, so you had to make them longer and harder every time.
Every time. So
I got a note in my phone, like the note section on the iPhone, and I have all my passwords in there. And unless you have my face or my code to get in my phone, you can't get in it. So
right.
That's where I keep mine.
Got some of that stuff, but I don't want to set it up for that. Hell, I'd forget what I look like and never be able to get in.
John Patrick III. Since we can't get him in here tonight, Lyle, I'll bring him in my show Wednesday night. So if anybody you want to watch Wednesday night, I'll be bringing John Patrick III, JP3 the third.
You're gonna make you wear a hat?
Oh no! Shots fired. Pew pew.
And they had a blast. I really enjoyed him. I know that he was a little aggravated because he wasn't catching fish, but him and his wife had a blast in that tournament the other day, and we all enjoyed watching them. And you could tell when somebody said something about his fancy hairdo, she wasn't that wild about it.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. His daughter wasn't either, really.
So Rex had a question and don't know how to put links in the form. So all you do is when you open up the YouTube video, go up to the URL where you type in the address and copy that link. Or you can, on the right below the video, it says share.
Yeah. And
when you share it, you can click copy that link. And then all you got to do is paste it into that form. It's very simple. Very, very simple.
John said she had a blast picking on him.
That's great. I'm glad that everybody had a blast. I know Stan was having a good time. He was nervous about having 2 fish, but it worked.
Yep.
It worked.
Yep.
And he's not in the drawing for the Dockery Award.
Hey, that was our only goal. Our goal was not to finish last.
Nobody wants that, But like I say, I enjoy it. I think that that was a home run. I think what you're doing is a home run. I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of people get nominated for stuff that would never
I
dream
hope so.
they would be nominated for. And I think
really hope
there's
so.
going to be some people that may think they should and won't. But in the end, what you're doing when you create videos, it's kind of like us doing this show tonight, Kevin. You and me and James are sitting here talking about stuff that we hope people want to know about. And I feel it's extremely important. That's why I contacted you about telling everybody about this Golden Whisker Award. And I think it's important. And if they watch YouTube videos, they owe it to the people that they watch those videos or shows of to vote for them. That is you saying, hey, I really like what you're doing. Keep doing it. Because if people don't know that you like it, just because they got 1 million views doesn't mean that everybody's happy about it.
That's right.
And if they get nominated for that, for an award, it's not about winning. It's the fact that somebody thought enough of what you're doing to nominate you for it. And then, if I understand this correctly now, you're going to pick 3 out of each category, and everybody will vote on those 3 in each category. And then
That's
you
right.
do the announcement win.
So the top 3 from each category will go into another voting form, and that'll be during the month of November. And then December 1st, I'm going to cut it off. And December 19th.
Nice, baby.
December 19th. It's a Saturday night, so it's easier for people to come in. Norm, thank you for Catfish Headhunters. He agreed to switch nights with me at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, so 6:30 Central. That's when we're going to do it. I'm going to send links out to Lyle and Patriot and Dieter. And by then I'll already have who's giving out what award. And then I'll give you that award presentation name before the show, obviously. But I think it's going to be cool. I'm going to try to get me a green screen and wear a bow tie or something. I don't know. I'm crazy. So I'm crazy. I just want to make people laugh. So
I would like for people to, it took me a couple of days to get my stuff done, because if somebody asked me to do this, I take it to heart. I wanted to give them what I feel was the best in each category. And probably nobody else is going to agree with me, but I put a lot of thought in choosing the videos that I choose. And the hardest part for me was remembering back to the videos that I wanted to nominate. It really was. So I would go through all of Dieter's, all of Kevin's, all of whoever else's that I thought was in the running or should be in the running. And I'd go through all of their videos, and then the names on them would click. There was a big blue caught in this one. Dieter caught a big flathead in this one. Whoever done what, of course, when I see yours, I get that Jello going on. I just
Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid,
Yeah, not Jello, Kool-Aid.
Hey, Jello one's coming out in a few weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whoa. We just had a power surge. I didn't know what was going on, but
Didn't knock you off.
no, it wasn't that. It was something else. It was something else.
Must have been
Your
Hurricane
curfew.
Betty.
It was your curfew, wasn't it?
Hurricane Cindy.
See, Lyle, she does get on the camera.
Yeah. That thing flashed, and I thought we had a power surge. It wasn't. The dog looking at her like, "What is wrong with you?"
His face is redder than a beet right now.
Kevin and I Chad and I was talking about that before. I don't know how the setting got off or where I find the setting, but it's really red tonight for whatever reason. I got to change that and take some of that out of there. I don't know if it's in the camera setting or just where, but I noticed it when we fired it up tonight that it was really red. But I'm sure it's redder than it should have been. But please, folks, just take a minute and somebody please put the link up for these the two
And you can go back and edit too. So if you want to change your mind later, I did allow for edits. You just got to go back in and edit it. Now, if you didn't put the links or you nominated somebody like Elston Perez for Flathead of the Year, it doesn't count. I mean,
Yeah.
Just be smart about it. And most of those were just fans of his that, wanted to support him. They just did it the wrong way.
Well, and I would like for to see people put some thought in. And if you don't get it all done one night or one afternoon, don't worry about it. You got a couple of weeks to get it done, but put some thought in it and support the people that you think really deserve to win these awards, because there's some very deserving people out here. There really is. There's some people that puts a lot of time and a lot of effort in it. John with One Over Outdoors is one of the guys that puts some serious time making his videos and editing them and done all this. All these guys do. Mark with the Bill Wright is another one. He puts a lot of time on the water. He puts a lot of time in video.
Mm-hmm.
So does Kevin. James and I have been slacking a little bit.
I've been slacking a lot.
Well, me too. But it is what it is. We actually haven't done any videos for a while, so we're gonna go live this weekend, and we should have a lot of fun with that. I already have fun with it, but give these people some time, some of your attention, and try to nominate the people that you really think done a good job with whatever category it is, and just because you love old Chunky. Please understand, he's a statement. He hasn't caught no flatheads.
Trust me, he's getting nominated for plenty.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. I would love to see him catch a flathead sometime.
Me too. Yeah.
Because I think you just think he's high energy. So you catch your a decent sized flathead. You've not seen excitement in your life for one of them.
Right? You need to put one of these on and float that bait right down that wall over there. And guys, these are the pink ones for breast cancer. So if anybody wants some breast cancer and pink awareness, let me know. But that wall over there, I've been saying that to him for months. He needs to float a big old bait right down that freaking wall over there. And I got a feeling he's gonna get his feelings hurt, Lyle.
Oh, I'm telling you, them flatheads love structure, and that wall is probably the biggest piece of structure in that area.
Yeah, because it's basically a flat bottom out through there, from what I understand.
I don't never been there, but I've listened to him, and I've heard him say this a number of times. He don't want to fish close. He wants to wing her and let the big dog eat. And I do that too. Cindy gets, why don't you fish shallow water? I don't like shallow water. Don't catch no fish in shallow water. But if you're not catching them out in the deep water, you might ought to think about that shallow water.
I tell you what, on Sunday we tried every bit of water.
Well, you
yeah, you ain't the only one, boy.
You moved a lot. You really did. And
oh man,
the other thing is, if they're not biting on shad heads or body sections, reach down in that cooler and drag out that Jello.
I did. I used night crawler, shad, herring. I used everything, man.
Catching them at the end.
Yeah, we finally found a spot where there was a wad of dinks in there. So I keep saying it. I wish I could have went to the lake, but man, she would have. It wouldn't have been no fun. It wouldn't have been no fun at all.
You have to make it fun for her. She took the time out of her weekend to come set in that boat with you, and I know she had fun because she could.
Oh, she did.
We
both did.
Carrying on, but yeah, if the wind hadn't been so bad, and you'd got to go to places that you normally catch a lot of fish, it'd have been a different situation for you.
And me, I would have been able to go to Wiley. But the last hour and a half, Kevin, I had nothing but night crawlers on, nothing but worms. Every fish in the freaking lake eats worms.
Anna caught that big old bluegill. It was a giant.
Yep. I can't wait till this spring. I'm going to make a bunch of those. And John One Over, he catches those things too. But I'm ready to get on some shell cracker beds this spring.
Oh,
and really
I'm going down there this winter to fish with him. Me and Wampus Cat. I can't wait.
Yeah.
He catches a lot of great fish down there, and we had a really good show with him a few weeks ago. Enjoyed it very much, and he's a great guest. Makes some wonderful videos, and he don't just catch catfish; he's multi-species thing. But
and he says he does interpretive dance too. So maybe next time you have him on your show, he'll do some interpretive dance. I think he wears pink tutus when he dances.
Well, now.
That's what he was saying in chat.
But I'm all over that.
I don't want that image in my mind.
Put him and Hawk in the boat at the same time, one of them on each end. They go at a dancing contest.
Ooh, that being said, y'all, I think I'm gonna turn in for tonight.
Kevin, thank you so much.
Thank y'all very much.
Before you do, would you put those links in there so people can jump on there and go to these sites, folks, and fill out that paperwork? It doesn't really take that long. I worked really hard to make the decisions I made. Some people won't do that, and that's okay. But we need to get those Golden Whisker nominations in and the Creators Award things in before we run out of time. This is a great idea, and you never know. James, down the road, some of these people voting may be doing what we're doing one day, and somebody will nominate them. So just give
Somebody
that.
have to take over one day, Lyle.
What's that?
Somebody will be taking over one day.
They will, because I'm not going to do it forever. You might hang around, piece of fool, but I'm not going to.
I'm going to hang around a while.
You know, James, I'm going to tell you a little story. Our old buddy, Junior Proctor, sent these planer boards to me, and he sent them in a box. And I opened the box up, and I got the planer boards out, and I was so excited about the planer boards, I never thought anything else was in the box. And today I was getting ready to throw the box away, and I seen something down the bottom of it, and there was this decal. So I pulled that out, and then I seen something else. It come with this to put the planer boards in, and I didn't even know that was in the box till today, because I have a duffel bag.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I have a duffel bag that I keep my planer boards and stuff in, except these. They got their own little bag.
There you go.
Hey, Junior also makes some awesome drift weights for great price. That's the thing. There's a lot of people who make great drift weights, but he makes them affordable. So I'll recommend those. I bought $50 worth the other day.
Junior's
I support Junior because Junior's just good people, man. He's just down to earth, and you know, when the man tells you something, you can take him at his word.
Amen. Yep.
That is correct. I'm going to look up something here on the calendar. Kevin, every night that you do a show, you say a prayer at the end of the show. Would you care to do that tonight?
Oh, absolutely. Heavenly Father, I thank you, Lord, for this opportunity to come on this show. I thank you for everyone who's here in chat. I thank you for Chad and Dee, who put on such a great event that promotes healthy marriages, Lord, and spending time with your spouse. You know, that's after we worship you, Lord, that's number 2 on the list, is to take care of our spouse, Lord. And I just thank you for that. I thank you for this opportunity to share our love for the catfish community and just the sport of fishing, Lord, that you've given us to do on this earth. Lord, I thank you for the resources you've given us, and I thank you for the platform that you've given Lyle and Patriot James to talk about fishing, learn about fishing, and support those who do it. I just want to lift you up. Without you, we'd be nothing. And I just glorify and honor you and give you all the glory for it. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Hey, thank you for that honor. I appreciate that.
That's okay. Rick Jenkins wants to know what the name of those weights are of Junior's. Do you know right offhand?
They're just drifting weights.
Probably.
I don't think he named them anything.
No,
they're just drifting weights. Message him and ask him about them. He'll fix you up.
That's all I did. I messaged him on Facebook, and he had me set up. Like, he shipped them fast too. I got them in 2 days.
That is pretty fast.
Yeah,
pretty fast.
Better than Amazon.
Yeah. Next week on Catfish Weekly, if you've ever watched YouTube videos and you've watched any multi-species fishermen jigging with Jake a fellow that is out of near Springfield, Illinois. He will be on with us. We're going to be talking about catfishing, but we might get off on some other subjects. Great creator, does wonderful things online.
Yeah.
Enjoy his videos. Go check him out. Mike Stokes Fishing.
Any relation to Lyle Stokes Fishing?
I've got a
Nope.
nephew named Mike. I don't think so. Thank you for coming in and watching the show. And folks, I'm sorry. Again, we're sorry. We got carried away with Kevin and Shad, and we didn't think about all of the people in here, and we didn't call everybody's name out. We tried to do that a couple times during the show, but we just got busy. There's One Ton and Stan and JP3 and Rick Jenkins. But thank you guys so much for watching Catfish Weekly, and we'll see you next Monday night right here at 7 Central.
And we don't take none.